Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Green. I'm the maker of Soap Up Soaps, and this video will be 420 Soap 2.0. This time it will work. The reason the last soap was not a 100% success is because you couldn't read the numbers 420. And that's the whole point of the soap. So I do it again. The reason why you couldn't read it last time was because I used too much not transparent soap. So it wasn't transparent anymore. So I do the soap again. I already cut out the numbers. I did that already. If you want to know how to get these, watch the video that I did first for the first 420 soap. I explain how I got my numbers. This time I will go a little bit different. I had an idea and then somebody recommended that even in the comments. Thank you for that. At least I think I understood that in the way that I had planned that too. What I'm doing now is I put the numbers in the loaf on the ground. Something like that. And then I already cut transparent glycerin soap. I melt it and then I pour it on top as a layer, and then when that is solid I take it out, cut it here, and then hopefully I have this as a complete inlay for the soap. Like this, with transparent in the background, and I can take it as one piece and put it in the loaf when I pour in the other soaps around. That's the plan. For scent, I use again the Sandalwood Pepper. It came out really nice. The soap smells good. I think it goes with the theme. So I stick to Sandalwood and Pepper. It's fragrance oil. I spray alcohol on the numbers. If you don't use alcohol, it can happen that the different layers and pieces and parts of the soap won't stick together, and when you cut it, it can happen that they just fall out. When that happens, it sucks. So always use alcohol when you put things in the soap. Spray alcohol in the loaf too. I start. They will probably all look a little bit different. I have to make sure to keep them as close as I can together so that it still looks nice. Because, well, the room is not, I don't have too much room per bar. But I have a much better feeling this time. I heated up the transparent soap, it's in here. I don't use any scent for this here now because I'm not sure if it would color the soap a little tiny bit. Normally that happens with essential oils, but I don't want to risk that this here doesn't stay transparent, so that's why I don't add any scent. I also measure the temperature because I don't want the numbers to melt. Right. Everything between 130 and 135 degrees Fahrenheit is in the range of when you pour it, nothing too bad should happen. It shouldn't melt the other colors, it shouldn't mix together. If it's hotter than that, it will probably either melt this, or if you mix colors together, they just don't stay separate. I pour this on top. I spray alcohol on top to get rid of the bubbles. And now we have to let it sit and get hard. And then I cut it out, and then I have my first 3 pieces. So this here is now hard. It took about 40 minutes I put it outside and it's minus 8.5 degrees, so it did not take long to get solid. So, right, perfect. This is how I expected it. And these here, I would now cut right about here. And if this is enough to put it in like upside down, it's almost perfect. All right, it sticks out a little tiny bit. Maybe here I have to improvise a bit. But so far, that looks like a very good plan. I cut off this chunk here that didn't melt properly, and I will not need it. So, perfect. It's perfect. Well, it's almost perfect. 2 millimeters less and it would be perfect. But that's good enough for me. And then we make more of these. That's pretty cool. Alright, alcohol. And I already cut up the transparent soap and it's in the microwave. And I start putting in the numbers again. This time I put them a little bit closer together. Alright, that looks cool. Just to make sure, I put more alcohol on top. And then already the soap. Alright, this here now sits again. I put a little bit less soap this time. Add a bit more here in the corner. Okay. And we let it sit again until it's solid, and then we do that again. Alright, here is number 2. It's thin enough. I think that's pretty good. Alright, I cut it again close to 0. This will work out fine. I'm very positive. Alright, spray it and pour transparent soap on top. Spray on top, let it sit and wait. It is set again. This is the third one. Here is number 3. They get better each time. Back looks cool too. Alright, cut it again. Down, that's okay too. I think it looks good as is. That's the last one. It has to sit, and then we go to the interesting part. This is now the last block or log or piece of soap. There you go, they got nicer each time. Very cool. Alright, I cut this off. Okay, here are all of my pieces. I cut them in shape now so that they get a little bit smaller. And then I will see how they fit in the loaf, because they are already as one piece. So basically this is a little bit like if I would have made a mold. And this is the piece now. So I just take a piece and put it in, compared to the last soap where I had to finger around with every single number. And then of course I did it wrong. So it does not even matter if I put it in this way or this way now, because every piece gets cut separately, obviously. I have 10 pieces. I just put them in with the 0 down for now, just to see how that goes. Alright, I don't have to cut off a lot. You just see only really one goes over. But I still cut them to the minimal size, so that I still have one piece that I can hold and put in, but that I don't have these excess transparent white here everywhere. here, basically, they are finished. They look like a house number. Maybe at some point in my life I will live at Street 420. It's on my bucket list now. I heated up the transparent soap and I separated it in 2 containers. I only make a little bit of like maybe a centimeter or so to make the base for the embeds, for the numbers. I leave 1 transparent. In the other one I add a little bit of green soap coloring. I'm going to use the smaller container. But that's the container I heat up in. So I use this container. And in the transparent soap, I add a little bit of white mica. I put it in with the 0 facing down for no reason at all. That's just how I did it last time. Alright, that is much easier. Running a bit out of room here in the back. And also the soap is already solid. I have to heat up a bit more and pour it in so it can hold on to something. Right, I heated up the green just a little bit. I put in a little bit more so that the last 2 colors, numbers, also have something to glue to. I always think about it as glue. And I really ran out of room in the end here. But it will fit. Alright. Alcohol on top, and whatever I have left here of green and this one here, I pour over. Just to make it a bit more, oops, stick to the ground. This is what, alright. That should do. And now I only fill it up with transparent soap. This time I will not add any white and then color it, because that was the reason you couldn't read the numbers last time. So I will stay transparent, and I use green, and so green color, green mica, and that white mica. I heated up all of my transparent soap that I think I will need. I keep 1 for green for soap color, for liquid soap color. I put in 5 drops now. Let's see how dark it gets. I put more drops. This is the green. I leave it at this color. Maybe I add more later, but for now it's dark enough. And these 2, the transparent ones, I keep 1 for the white mica, and then when I heated up the soaps now, I decided I will use the gold and that bronze color here as well. You know, makes a little bit like up for the crystals or for the hair. A little bit like that. Amber. And for the scent, I use the Sandalwood and Pepper. I put that in all of the bases now. Alright, and I start with the, put that to the side for now. I start with the white mica. That gives it a, it's like snow a little bit. It's like frozen something. Frozen something. The green I leave like this for now. I don't add any mica here. And I will also mix the first gold. I start with the darker one. For no good reason. I just want to try it out. Alcohol. And then I start with the white because that is already a little bit gummy. And gummy means soon it won't pour anymore. So I add, I don't know, this much. Push that in somewhere. Like here is a good spot. Perfect. Add alcohol in between. Next layer, this layer. Next layer, green layer. And then again this pistol color, I call it. And then another layer of the white. And then we go back to gold. So as you can see, there is no method to this here. The main thing is that the soap shouldn't be too hot, otherwise it would all mix together and then you have one probably army green. Everything is reheated. I add this now. I put the golden mica in here. Just a little bit, not too much. I already thought maybe I did too much of the white and maybe this is why when you cut it again you won't see the color, but that is just, I don't know if that's true or not. Alright, I spray alcohol in everything I'm using right now. Pour this on top. Pour the white right over. And I left a little bit of room for the green. In the green I will add green mica. Opala, that was a lot. But it's the last layer anyway, so it shouldn't make a difference. And go. Cool. Alright, a little bit more. And maybe a bit of this white. Alright, I leave it like this. I let this sit overnight. And tomorrow, when it's all hard, I take it out. And then we see if the 420 soap 2.0 worked out better. Alright, see you tomorrow. It is the next day. It is solid. And now we will unmold. Alright. It is pretty nice. You see the numbers. Very clear on the bottom, the 0 for sure, but I think it will turn out great. Alright, let's cut it. As always, I cut by hand with a ruler and a knife. My loaf is 25 centimeters long. I get 10 bars, sorry, 26 centimeters long. I get 10 bars with 2.5 and 1 centimeter for me to try that as well. I mark it with my little kitchen knife every 2.5 centimeters. And then I use my triangle ruler and mark the lines down in a 90-degree angle. This way you make sure as much as you can that you get a straight bar. comes the interesting part. The cutting. I'm nervous. Let's have a look at the other ones. Alright. They look nice. I would say, well, that's a success. At least with some. This one here is very good. Most of them, in 8 of them, all except this one here and this one here, you can definitely read the number. In some cases it happened that you see it mirrored because from this side you can't see the numbers yet. But when you use the bar, it hopefully, I'm sure, you use the bar for a while and then you will see the numbers shine through. This is the back side from the next soap already. That counts for me. That is alright. I like this. I like it. It looks like used, like a little bit like vintage, I think. The colors turned out great. I think the gold and the bronze color that I put in here, I think that made it at the end. It again looks a little bit like an Irish soap. That was not the plan on this one here. I didn't want to do the Irish colors with green, white, orange. This here to me is full-blown pastel color, amber. That will make you sleepy. All of the soaps, this one and the last one, they are absolutely cannabis free. It's just a joke. You know, it's just a number. There is no active or inactive. There is nothing in it that is illegal in any country. A bit of purple would have been cool. Maybe at some point I will try it again. This with the numbers in it, and I will add some purple for some kush or so. But anyway, compared to the soap, the first one I made, the 421, where you couldn't see anything, this one here is a 97.5% success. Alright, I give you a close-up. This one here I think is very cool. The mirrored ones are funny too. I mean, if you smoke it enough, maybe you can read it properly again. This one here is cool too, even though you don't see the zero, but I think the people get the idea. I like it. I would buy it. Maybe somebody in Amsterdam would like to supply this. Put that in their coffee shop. Alright, if you own a coffee shop in Amsterdam and you would like me to make you soaps that you can sell in your shop, let me know. If you have any other idea that is maybe a bit more serious, you can let me know that too. I sell all of my soaps that you see on my channel on Etsy. I put the link in the description. You find the information at the end of the page. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you have any suggestions, feel free to offer. So, this was 420 2.0. This time it worked out. I'm very happy with it. Thanks for watching. Thank you to my 5 first subscribers. I'm very happy for each and every one. Have a good day. And I see you in the next video. Or you see me in the next video. You don't even see me. But you will see my next soap. Alright. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.